Hey, it's Antonio. Welcome back to my channel, and we're gonna have some fighting words. But before we go any further, I need for you to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. So in this video, I want to talk about King Ryan Garcia making his return back to the ring. He's had a little bit over a year of a layoff, and now he's coming back. He's definitely been active on Twitter, definitely been active on social media, however, looking at other fights and fighters. So this video, I want to talk about the three opponents who I think would be best for him to fight. Now, I'm just going to mention Tevin Farmer. I'm going to start with him because reportedly that's the person that he's going to come back and fight against. And Tevin Farmer has been gone for a while as well. It's been almost a little over 2 years since he's fought. So you have Ryan Garcia coming off of a year and some change, and Tevin Farmer coming off 2 years and some change. Stylistically, I don't think this is the most fun fight to watch because of the way Tevin Farmer fights. He's more of an elusive, slick, defensive fighter. And, Ryan Garcia doesn't have the legs that, run him down. But on the flip side of that, Ryan Garcia, if Tevin decided to, hold his ground, I believe Ryan Garcia would actually look pretty good against Tevin Farmer. Because... yeah, it's easy to look bad in front of Tevin Farmer because, he's so slick and he reminds you of Pernell Whitaker. But he doesn't have a lot of punching power. So because he doesn't have a lot of punching power, I believe Ryan Garcia would be the aggressor in the fight. I also believe that he will walk Tevin Farmer down. And Tevin Farmer is a lot shorter than Ryan Garcia. So you have two advantages right there. You got the power, and you got the height, you got the reach. And, you'd have a pro crowd. People be excited to see it. So I think Ryan Garcia would look good against Tevin Farmer. I do think he'd look good against Tevin Farmer. Again, I don't know if this would be the most exciting fight in the world just because of the way Tevin Farmer fights. But, if Ryan were able to corner Tevin Farmer, I think it'd be a pretty exciting fight. And I don't necessarily think Ryan will look bad against him. And I think stylistically, it is a good fight for Ryan Garcia to have. Because moving forward in Ryan Garcia's career, he's going to be fighting a lot more elusive fighters. He's going to be fighting people a lot more skill level. And Tevin Farmer, he's got skill. If he has nothing else, he has skill. And I believe this fight will educate Ryan Garcia. And just make him a better fighter. I do believe he'd win, but I also think it would educate him, just make him a better fighter for the future, make him a lot sharper. The second person I think that Ryan Garcia should fight should be Isaac Cruz. I've been talking about this fight. I would love to see that. Isaac Cruz proved a lot of people wrong, and a lot of people were brushing him off when he was going up against Gervonta Tank Davis. And then it comes to find out this dude really is a pit bull. In my opinion, Isaac Cruz reminds me of Tank. He's like the Mexican Tank Davis, in my opinion right now, the way he fights, he's in the pocket and he's throwing bombs. I think this would be a good fight for Ryan Garcia. I only give him the edge because I don't really know if I'd give him the edge, I guess, to be honest with you, but I would only give him the edge because I feel like he is faster than Isaac Cruz, and I feel like he hits as hard as Isaac Cruz. So, however, Isaac Cruz could pose a threat because he's a lot more compact. He's a very defensive, offensively fighting fighter. So what I mean is he's always in a defensive position. Like I said, he's very compact, he's very short, so he's always like this, but he throws out of here as well. So I think it would give Ryan Garcia some problems. But, I also see Ryan Garcia just doing his check hook, and he can hook off, and he's really good at that. And to have a much shorter opponent would kind of play into his skills. So again, I kind of see Ryan Garcia winning again, although... you know what? Isaac Cruz can take a punch. He did fight Tank. He can take a punch. That would be a tough one. I feel like it'd be a lot tougher fight than Tevin Farmer. And I get it. If you've been off for a year, yeah, I wouldn't want to just jump into deep waters. You want to walk in, to the shallows and get a little bit deeper, deeper, deeper. And I think if you were to start off with Tevin Farmer and then make his way to Isaac Cruz, I don't see any reason why not, why he wouldn't do that or why he shouldn't do that. But I do think Isaac Cruz is not an easy fight. I think it's a hard, grueling fight. And he does run the risk of getting beaten if he fights Isaac Cruz. I was so very impressed with Isaac Cruz when he fought Gervonta Tank Davis. So there you go. Not to mention, I think he's young too. I think he's like 23 or 24. So he's only going to get better. That dude is only getting better. So if you want to snipe him, now's the time to snipe him. And I know you're going to say, oh, well, Tank beat him. Tank beat him, but Tank didn't beat him up. That's the difference. That's the difference. And speaking of getting beat up, the last person that I would suggest would be Teofimo Lopez. I think now is a great time for Ryan Garcia to strike against Teofimo Lopez. And that Rat Pack, that those four main guys, you have Devin Haney, you have Tank, you have Teofimo Lopez, you have Ryan Garcia. You also have Shakur Stevenson. George Kambosos, he's a champ, so you got to throw him in there. But people still hold Teofimo Lopez extremely high of that list that I just named. And although George Kambosos beat him, and I do believe he beat him, what would it mean if Ryan Garcia were to get his hands on him and beat him even more convincingly, or even possibly knock him out? We did see him fall, so we all know that he can go down. And George Kambosos is not known for his power punching, but Ryan Garcia is. So if Ryan Garcia could get his hands on Teofimo Lopez and knock him out, I mean, his stock is already sky high, but his credibility, I think that's the one thing that's plagued Ryan Garcia is credibility in the sport. And I feel like if he were to get his hands on Teofimo Lopez, and what better time than after a loss for Teofimo Lopez? And also, the first thing that Teofimo said when he lost was, I need to go up and weight. It's this weight's killing me. Okay, so if I was Ryan and I can get my hands on Teofimo Lopez, I'd bring him back down 135, fight him there. He might be a little depleted, because, personally, I think Teofimo Lopez has more skill than Ryan Garcia. But I think a lot of the things that Teofimo Lopez does will play into the hands of Ryan Garcia. For one, he's very patient. 2, he doesn't throw a lot of punches. 3, he likes a very paced fight. And you get Ryan Garcia, who's very explosive. He kind of wants a faster fight. Ryan Garcia has a great jab. And he's not bad at counterpunching as well. Both of them are actually really good at counterpunching, but I feel like Ryan Garcia's counterpunching, is a little bit better. I honestly do. I think it's a little bit better. And why not? Why not get your hands on Teofimo Lopez? Yeah, George Kambosos beat him, but look what I did to him. I broke his nose, I broke his jaw, he was bleeding, or I knocked him out. That's something that George Kambosos probably wasn't going to be able to do. Even if they were to fight again, I doubt he'd be able to do that. But Ryan Garcia does have a lot of power, in which case he could do that. And that would give him the credibility that I really feel like throughout his career he's been searching for, and the vindication that he's been searching for. And just to prove that he belongs, because I think a lot of times when people are saying Ryan Garcia, I think they're thinking about his marketability, and I think they're thinking about his social media presence. Those things, coupled with the fact that he's a fighter. But when you're talking about those things with, say, like Tank, you're just talking about he's a vicious fighter. So I think that would definitely make people have to give Ryan Garcia the respect that he deserves. Because honestly, he does deserve the respect. So I think a Teofimo Lopez fight, if you could be the first to get your hands on him after his loss and convincingly either really beat him up, but I believe Ryan Garcia could actually put him out. So those are my 3. I think they make sense, even if they were to go in that order. Or you could switch up Isaac Cruz and Teofimo, because Isaac Cruz, yes, he just lost, but he's riding high on a loss. Teofimo just lost and he's riding low on a loss. There's a difference. So you can capitalize on both of them. You can get the newly founded attention from all the Isaac Cruz fans, and then you can get the respect from the Teofimo Lopez fans. You can ride both waves. You can literally ride both waves. But those are my thoughts. You tell me what you think. What do you think Ryan Garcia should do? And also, who do you think should be his next opponent? Drop your comments down below. And as always, please like, please share, and also subscribe.